are on a short stop in Toronto early this year. Had a quick look around in Little Jamaica and chatted with some media personalities about the city's vibrant reggae scene.
Jamaicans in Canada counted in the hundreds of thousands, most in Toronto, where there's a vibrant reggae scene with its own best reggae recording category in the Juno Awards, Canada's equivalent of the Grammys. But big names there like Exco Levi, not so well known here. Canada, on the other hand, plugged into the music coming from home.
The music scene in Canada is, I don't want to say it's stagnant, but for the artists here, it's not as vibrant as it should be. For instance, artists come from Jamaica, and known artists come from Jamaica. That show is going to be packed full up, especially in the summer. So much events happening, and they're all packed. The Berry Salmon come here is sold out, you know what I mean? So international artists get a bigger focus in terms of people supporting them. And for the artists here locally, we have to work extra hard to get people to come out to support our music.
Same people who you think have an impact in Jamaica have an impact here. So Nige Boy has a buzz. Bojo needs to come to Canada. Like, obviously, everybody would want him in Toronto.
A former radio executive, now about making entertainment linkages through her own company, Peart Media and Business Consulting.
What I look at is this artist a rounded artist? So are you having impact not just in your locale, but are you getting on stages globally? Are you doing any kind of branding? Do you even understand that you're now a brand? They're a business. That's the kind of artist I'm going to put forward to any kind of venture. Like, nobody's booking somebody who's going to come and can't guarantee them a ticket sale.
Exco Levi, a 5-time Juno winner. Kirk Diamond with 3 nods for Best Reggae Recording. There's also Blessed, all born in Jamaica, but now in their 40s and still carving out careers in Canada.
Have you been able to transition? If you were a veteran or if you came up in the 2000s as an artist, have you been able to transition in this digital realm? Have you been able to maximize your impact using the digital tools that are available to you? So those are the people that I would say are on and popping. Now, obviously, there are other people out there, you know, dancehall acts and so on, who, you know, if they get a one bus on a show, they think that they're big.
Peart, a regular at Rebel Salute and Reggae Sumfest, trying to maintain or build regular stagings of reggae events in Toronto, a major challenge.
Obviously, because we don't have critical mass. Like, a lot of things are easier in Jamaica, like promotion, for example, and sponsorship. That is not very evident here. Like, we had a reggae fest here, didn't last over 3 years, and it wasn't because they weren't good. They were bringing Paris, they were bringing Shaggy, they brought all the names. But we don't have the mass, and we don't have the support. The big issue is sponsorship. And so you see, like, Shaggy is coming. Shaggy's being brought by Live Nation. He's not being brought by any local producer. And it's not that they don't want to, but you can't compete with Live Nation.
She has family in Jamaica and visits them every year, but crime increasingly a concern.
Fear in Jamaica I never used to have. I now have it. I didn't have the fear. I was good. I would go in, I would go out, I would do whatever, I'd come in any hour. Now, I have second thoughts. And I'm hearing it from even Jamaicans. Like, I have friends who, like, I still have very good friends in Jamaica, and they're like, Danny, we don't really roll like that. Like one time, if we're not being paid to be out, we're not out. It impacts, I think, returning residents tourism, not tourists, but returning residents who, unfortunately, the government doesn't count. As when they talk about tourists, they're not talking about people like me. Yeah. But it affects us more because we watch the news. Like, I'm online every night watching all the vloggers. I'm online reading all the news outlets. So I'm very much aware of what's happening in the island, and that impacts my travel decisions. It impacts what time of year I come.
There are older people now who want to come out of the cold and go back home and live, and they're apprehensive about that because of the whole crime and violence and the type of thing that's happening there politically. So that has to be cleaned up.
Toronto, a multicultural city whose ethnic diversity is also reflected in its crime statistics.
And there is at some point some form of a stigma that, West Indian men or sometimes Jamaican men were involved in crime in like the 90s. A lot of that is not as prominent or as predominant anymore in the space. I mean, you find that different criminal groups are involved, right? And so it's a different space in Toronto right now, where as it pertains to crime. And it all depends on who you're asking and where they live.
Jason Miller from Clarendon, now a reporter at the Toronto Star. His beat, breaking news and crime.
I mean, if you live in Brampton, people are dealing with auto thefts. In Toronto core, it's also a big auto theft issue right now that we're having. And the faces of those people who are behind that is very diverse. I mean, you know, it's hard to really peg it to say Jamaicans are involved more than anyone else.
Despite reporting hard news, he's done cultural stories and interviewed reggae artists like Exco and Cairo, the youngest reggae name to win a Juno.
We, as Jamaicans, influence the Toronto sound. We all know that. Like, this place buzzes. It basically thrives off of the Jamaican experience and culture, and it makes Toronto a very dynamic place that way. For me, I listen to everything. So, you know, I consume from the mainstream people who are of my age bracket, all the way down to YG Pablo, or, you know, like a Marley Dan, or like a YG Marley, right? It depends on the mood and what the experience is like. But these guys are really putting out great content, and I think it all comes down to the subjective listener. For me, personally, like, a lot of people might have things to say about them and what they represent. I think creatively I can appreciate what it takes to go in the studio and put together some of the music that we're now hearing.
Niger Boy making his appearance on a Canadian stage this year.
Oh, the ladies came out. You know, first I went out and I ministered and we turned the place and turned up. Yes, I say, it was wonderful, electrifying. I would do it all over again if I get the chance.
The Continent singer also recording his first gospel song with 11-year-old Jamaican-Canadian singer Jasmine Headley.
She has places, unimaginable places to climb to, and I can't wait to see how far she will get.
For your mercy never fails me.
This will pop out a whole heap of people are tricked. If you never saved before, you're saved now. Hello!
From the moment that I wake up till I lay my head.
I think for a lot of my fans who have been rocking with me since day one, songs like Continent, Judgment, Nomad, you know, Get Wild, they're more Sing J based, right? Whereas Goodness of God is soul singing. This now takes me out of that and just throws me into that whirlwind of emotion. And that's what I think the fans will be getting from this. A whole lot of emotion. And I can't wait to see their reactions.
Our producer and cameraman grabbing a quick bite at Kingston 12, one of several Jamaican eateries in Toronto's Little Jamaica, but the only patty shop.
There was a need for good quality Jamaican patty, so that's where Kingston 12 come in, to fill that void.
Ganetha Gordon from St. Catherine.
I'm not born in a hospital, my grandmother cut me nail string. So I'm a countryman to the bone.
He and his partners converted a kitchen into what's now Kingston 12.
My background is in construction, so I renovate the place and I pretty much start from scratch. I personally like patty, and Jamaicans in general like patty. If you're on the go, it's like a snack and a meal in one. No mess, just a little crust, and you're nice.
Businesses only now coming back after COVID and long-running subway construction in the area, but newly arrived immigrants with handicaps.
The language and the lingo, it's still in you when you just come up. So you gotta have a transition period. And a lot of people are not gonna hire you because you don't have Canadian experience. For us, if you come respectable, have manners, we definitely will hire you and give you a chance.
Gordon also a regular visitor home and very much upbeat about Jamaica.
As a Jamaican, Canadian-Jamaican, I would say a lot of the things in the media is exaggerated, because I've been back to Jamaica and a lot of my friends go to Jamaica and everything is good. For me, I love Jamaica, I love my people them, so I say continue to do what you're doing and make the good outshine the bad, you know, and the winners in Jamaica, I would say be louder. More winners gotta make more noise. Business people, just speak about yourself, spread the good things about Jamaica. Don't let the bad overshadow it.